You're listening to the Home Invasion Show. Don't forget it with Living Large. I'm your boy Jamel Thomas, represent NDR Squad. New tracks coming out. Stay tuned.
Ottawa, you are rocking with Living Large on the Home Invasion Show. I got my homeboys in the house, Freddie Fame in the building, right here, and we got my man Jamel Thomas holding it down for Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Yo.
I'm here in nation's capital, man. Feels good to be here. It's
That's
late,
what's up.
but you know how we do. We got to stay ready at all times.
Grinding, man. That's
Came here
the
to rock with
musician
y'all.
life. Hell yeah. I appreciate it, I appreciate it. Now, we kind of started things a little late, so we're just going to kick it straight to the interview.
Let's do
You
it.
know what I'm saying? So without further ado, why don't you tell the listeners who you are and just give them a brief history lesson on yourself.
Yeah, so I go by the name Jamel Thomas. Grew up in Etobicoke and Oakville, back and forth. The weekends I was down in Etobicoke every weekend. And that's just cities where I grew up. I grew up with hip-hop, never met my pops, so I have a really strong connection with my older brothers. Really strong connection with the culture, just growing up in the 90s and just everything that was happening. And first time I really started spitting, first time I ever spit, I was like 12, and it was to a Method Man verse off BET.
Okay.
It was NYC Everything, right? So
Nice.
I
All
saw that, and I couldn't get into the tapes, you know what I mean? Because every time I try to get the tapes, my brothers would be like, yo, you catch a smack, yo, don't go through the tapes, right?
Yeah,
so
I hear that.
I couldn't really, there was nothing online. I couldn't get the music, right? So I came on, so I wrote down all the lyrics, and then one day my brother was playing a track, I just jumped on and just spit the whole Method Man verse. He was like, who the hell's this guy? It was the first time I rapped, really. So that's how my story really began. When I started high school, I was walking down the hallway and I saw some guys battling, like just freestyle battle, and I really liked that, the energy and the whole shit. So I was like, I went home that day, I started writing my rhymes, and ever since then, man, I've just been working on my craft. Life happens, and really got serious about 4 or 5 years ago, and been putting out music since, and ready
That's
to go.
what's up, man. That's dope. That's real dope. Now, you just dropped an album recently, One on the House.
Yeah, One on the House.
Yeah, I was reading online that it's decorated, man. Why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners about the accolades, man?
So I guess the biggest thing for me was that it got on the North American College and Campus Community Radio charts. That's the NACC charts.
Right.
I guess it was formerly CMT or CMV. It was, yeah. So it got on a lot of universities, like in the States primarily. I wasn't really able to break into the Canadian scene. There was a few, I think Guelph University played it. They had me on their top 5, which was nice. They were the only ones.
Okay.
The rest was all states. Like American University, Maryland, Chicago, like all over. So it played at a few different stations there, and then got in the top 5. And then I was able to make it to the NACC chart. So I made it to like number 22 out of 200. For me, that was good because I got there by myself and got there off the strength of the album. So someone was listening and they were like, yo, this is dope. They put it up there. These are like hip hop heads. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I try to make it like a good balance on that album between keeping it real with the old, true to the good style, good hip hop, having some meanings behind the songs, and still trying to be a little contemporary.
Yeah.
So you see some of that in One on the House. I have some singing and some rapping on there, but yeah. So
I mean, from what you're talking about and from what I heard, around here we call it sucker-free music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't play no fluff, none of that nonsense.
Exactly,
you know what I'm
right?
saying? Some shit like this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's not your debut album, right?
That's not my debut album, although I'd like to have you think it was, Officially, yes, album. But before that, I had an EP called Acclaim.
Okay.
And Acclaim was 2014, November 2014.
Okay.
And that one actually had some decent play, like off some tracks here in London and a few other places. But that was my introductory EP. And I spaced it out. There was like a good 4-year gap between 14 and when I dropped the next one, because I was really taking the time to study the business side of things to really make it so I'm not just putting music out and it's falling on deaf ears. You know what I mean? I had to really like figure things out, grow with my style, so I could come correct the next time. And I'm glad that I took that time. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. That's a lot of living too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
a lot
exactly.
Of life experience you gain in 4 years. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now it's consistency. It's every month something new out, or it's every year at least one project.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Like nowadays, like fast food nation's what they call it.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? So everybody want it now.
Everybody wants it now, and you have to figure out how to make that happen consistently and still have the quality. My thing is, I've always been quality over quantity, but I have to match. They have to meet somewhere in the middle.
I hear that.
Yeah,
That's what's up, man. That's crazy. All right. Now, what was the recording process like for One on the House?
It was dope, man. It took a little while. Took about like the making of that album was about 1.5 years, 2 years, and that a lot of that is because you're working with other people's schedules, right? So I got to make sure the studio is available, my engineer is available, working back and forth with my producer. Like a lot of things will slow that up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't take any shorts when it comes to my music, so I don't, although you can record, a lot of cats record stuff in like the basement of the boys' house and stuff, like that's cool. But like I had to be like at the studio. I had to go, and put the money in and do all this stuff. And it's not just the recording; it's like the marketing behind that you got to put the money behind that.
Sure.
So that also takes time, right? So the recording process was good when I was in there. Putting it all together and getting it out took some time. But once I went through all that, now it's very easy. I can make it happen much quicker. So the recording process was a really good learning experience. Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
All right. Now I noticed that you've been working like with two producers on this album right here.
Yeah. Oh, you really did your homework, eh?
Of course,
That's dope. Yeah. So my main guy, Neo Tempest.
Okay.
Shout out to Neo.
Much love.
Yeah. He's we've been friends since like it's been like 15 years now. So we're partners. You know what I mean? And we both take music seriously. He's a producer and a rapper, very talented guy. So I work with him. He's my main guy, and I kind of work on beats with him. So I'll bring certain samples, and I have a few co-production credits with him.
Right. I've seen that.
And then there's my other guy, Cavi Bless. He's a cat who right now I think he's up north a little bit, but he's from San Jose. He's from Cali. So I kind of have that little. I have like half the production from him as well. So
that's what's up.
Yeah. He's dope too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now I noticed that for your album One on the House, there was a theme. There was an ongoing theme going on in that album. Why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners about that?
So the theme of that album was basically a man or a woman and their dreams. You know what I mean? Remembering where you came from, like that kid. Most of us when we were kids, you have a certain happiness about you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a certain thing where it's like I want people to kind of return to that. So when I had It Starts at Home, I started right from the top. I'm trying to tell people who I am, where I'm from, why I make this music. It's with a purpose, and I'm also trying to inspire them to live out whatever their dreams may be, music related, business related, whatever they do. It starts at home, right? So it's like where you came from, who you are, and then second track, Take Flight, is just like, okay, let's go. We're ready to go. Now we're gonna go forth. We learn what we learn who we are, and now we're ready to go forth on the mission.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, so that's that track. And then the whole theme of the album is basically the artist coming to life and trying to make it. And I have a good balance of songs. Like I ended off the album with more of a single to kind of show like the growth and where I'm going, how I can play that game too. Right. So I ended it off with that one. So yeah, that's the ongoing theme of the album.
That's what's up, man. Especially in this day and age, that shit is lacking in the hip-hop game. Everything's all singles.
Yeah.
So number one, you're lucky to get a whole album.
Yeah.
And it's even luckier if you get like an ongoing theme. You know what I mean? Like I remember Master Ace used to do that shit.
Oh, Master Ace. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Shit like this, and like even Biggie.
INC.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. But like nowadays, no. You know what I mean? Everything's got to be like either a single, or if they go above and beyond, it's an EP.
Yeah. Exactly. That's true. It's like only the guys who made it make albums. I'm always trying to make albums, man. Because at the end of the day, you got an album, you got something that is forever, and you can show your kids one day, or you can show whoever one day, and you got something that nobody can take away from you.
Most
definitely.
You know what I
mean? It doesn't matter if 10 people heard it, or if 100 people heard it, or if 10,000 people heard it, or a million.
No,
you have something. It's like it's an achievement, So, but I'm curious, what did you feel the theme of the album was? I just like to ask people sometimes, you know what I mean?
To be honest with you, I didn't listen to anything, only because I want to hear it on the big speakers, and I want to give my genuine reaction on the air.
Got you. Yeah, 100%.
But from the little snippets that I heard, man, I was digging it. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Yeah, because like it seems like we on the same mindset. You know what I mean? We old heads, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So to me, it's like I appreciate that shit.
Yeah, Freddie told me that when he played the track for you, you guys were just like boom. It was like, yeah, he's on.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can pick it up right away, right?
Yeah.
So definitely.
That's what's up, man. You know, I want to say much go out to Freddie. And these are some wise words coming at you from Jamel Thomas, Toronto, Ontario, live in the studio right here with Living Large on the Home Invasion Show, because that's how we do right here, right?
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about It Starts at Home. That was the main track, the intro, right?
That's the one with the video and everything. That track is the most important track to me on that album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about it, you said there is a video. Now, oddly enough, man, this video was actually picked up and debuted on the TV series Jamazine's The Week in Indie. How did that come about, man?
Well, you know, sometimes you don't like to give away your secrets, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Don't give too much.
No, I won't. I found you got to find the right people to promote your stuff, right? So, you know, I've worked with people before in the past, you know, a few years ago with my last one, and so I found out the right avenue to take, who to push it. So I worked with this group. They're out in LA. And they pushed it, so I gave it to them. You know, they had me write up all the stuff about the video. I submitted it to them, and they sent it out to their contacts. And Jamazine picked it up, and they debuted it. So it's good, because I mean that really gave me faith again. Like, for me to get myself there, like I got myself on TV, so that's really, it's good. You know, it's edifying. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So yeah, it premiered on there, and I got my little official IMDb credit. You know. So
I've seen that, yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'm real happy. I'm happy with that, right? So
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's
so
the grind right there.
I was happy with that, and the reaction from people was really big. I got almost a bigger reaction out of that one video than the whole album.
Crazy.
So yeah, people really like the visuals and how you bring it all together. It really tells a story. So,
exactly. You know, and that video is off of the album One on the House, and that's what's up. Now, we talked about One on the House. Why don't you talk about the significance behind the title? Like, why did you name it One on the House?
Oh, okay. So there's a few reasons. So first reason primarily is it's a free album. I mean, despite the fact it's on Spotify and Apple Music, it's still free. It's on SoundCloud too, and it's also free off my website. And it's One on the House because it's free. This one's on the house, and the house is, you know how you have fashion houses, right? So this is my house. National Defense Records is my house. Jamel Thomas, that's my house. So it's one on the house. So this is just one off the fashion house, and I just thought it was a real slick line, and it's something like, yo, it's not a throwaway, but it's like, this is free, it's on the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because one day I'm gonna charge them.
I mean, hey, right? You got to make money. You know what I mean? That's the end result, right?
Absolutely.
Money's the motive. Now you're working on a new project. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, actually, yeah, the first song off the project is coming out actually in about 24 hours. It's called Double Time.
Nice.
And the second project will be called Two on the House. So that's going to be the next one. Finish off I'm all about concept albums, right? So this finishes that concept, and I have the next one planned already. I'm not going to tell you what that one's about, but this one is scheduled early next year, like maybe January, February for Two on the House.
Right.
I have another one coming up in May. But for now, Friday will be Double Time, and that track is I'm really happy with that track. You can really see the growth between One on the House and this new track. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
When that drops, man, send it our way, man. We'll add it to our
100%.
rotation. You know
100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's what's up. Now, what are you doing different on the new album compared to One on the House?
Okay, so on the new album, I'm really trying to make people move. I'm really trying to make people happy. I'm trying to make people really, when they hear this, they have to show everybody they know. And it's also got to be something that's very versatile, so it can translate to, what I like is stuff that I can play to people of almost any age and of any background, even people who don't even necessarily listen to hip-hop. You know what I mean? So this is a very versatile sound. It's got something for everybody on the tape. The way I've been comfortable, I'm very comfortable now with myself as an MC, that I've learned throughout the years how to balance perfectly, staying true to like the true art form of hip-hop and still completely contemporary and commercial. That's the way I'm trying to go. You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
Just like, it's like these days, I feel like the soil is ripe for that, you know, because you got Kendrick Lamar and you got like J. Cole. You know, those two guys should be underground. You know what I mean? That's real hip hop, I would say.
Most definitely.
And yet they're at the top of the charts. So it's a good time for that. Yeah. And that's just what I'm trying to do. My sound is like Kendrick meets Drake meets The Weeknd. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So yeah.
All right. That's what's up. All right. Now, what's something you learned about the music industry that you wish you learned back when you were younger?
How to put your team together. You can't do it all yourself. You know, everybody wants to do it all themselves. Be the producer, be the director, be the MC, the business side of things. Everybody wants to do it all, and sometimes that will really slow you down. The hardest part is finding the team. So you got to find the right people. It wasn't until this year that I found people who are like, this is my team now. Like, these are people who are behind me, and like the wheels are starting to move and go in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some like-minded individuals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And sometimes you just got to go out, and sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you just got to go out to the events. You got to network. You got to find your team. You got to build your team. Find the right people. Surround yourself with the right people who have your best interests in mind, and then you will see the wheels start to move, and then it's just consistency from there, and then things will start to happen. Never quit. I'll be very typical with that answer, but that is so important. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I've been doing this show for like about 6 years. First time I ever heard that answer right there. You know what I mean?
Oh, for real?
Most def.
Oh, that's dope.
Straight up.
Well, I try to be different, you know?
Hey. Now, I noticed you do a little bit of singing on this album.
I do. On One on the House, I do. And I do even more on the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you do hip hop. You do a little bit of singing. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer to rap or do you prefer to sing?
That's a difficult one. I'm going to have to say that I prefer to rap because it's obviously more me. It's what I've started doing first. These days, you know, you don't have to do both, but these days it's much better for you if you do both. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're trying to capture the younger generation. You got to have that, a little bit of that and a little bit of the new. So I feel like that's the direction music is going with anyways. But it's got to be organic. It can't sound like, you know, this guy raps and sings. It's got to be really fluid. You know what I mean? It's got to sound right. Otherwise, you got to stick to one. But to answer the question, I prefer rapping.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's more me.
Okay. Now, you said you've been doing hip-hop music since 12, right?
Yeah.
It's 12 years old all the way till now. Now, for our listeners that are just coming up, don't know how to break into the music game, into the music industry, you've seen a lot. Why don't you give them some advice?
Okay, so first, work on your craft. Be good. Have some talent. Think about your ideas. Think about concepts. Always have something ready in the chamber. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, like if let's say I'm on a show, you ask me to freestyle, you got to be ready to freestyle. So you got to be comfortable with yourself. You got to be comfortable in public. Like, you know, practice on your craft and be consistent. Take it seriously. Don't expect everything for free. A lot of guys expect like a favor or things for free. You have to, this is a business at the end of the day, and you have to invest in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you have to invest in yourself. So you got to put that money down. You got to get a team, and you have to get good beats. So either you're going to be a producer. If you're going to be a producer, you're going to have to spend about $3,000 to $5,000 on equipment. So either way, you have to drop it, right? So work on your beats, get your production together, make your songs. And then if you don't want to worry about things like the business side of things, if you just want to be the artist that figures that just you focus on being an artist, which is good, which is what every artist kind of wishes they want to do, you have to find a manager. You have to find somebody that you trust, once again, a team, to handle that business side of things. Because it's not like the old days where you could just, off your talent, just go into the station, give them a demo, and they're like, oh, this guy's wicked, sign him. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. You could be the most talented guy. It doesn't mean, it's discouraging, but you have to know how to play the game if you want to succeed in it, you know?
Of course.
So it depends on what you want out of it. Do you want to like make it to the top, or do you just want to put up music? It's whatever makes you happy, you know what I mean? But different levels call for different sacrifices. So
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom. Jamel Thomas, Home Invasion. Y'all already know.
Respect. Yo, it's nice to kick it with you guys, man.
And most definitely, you know, it's not going to be one and only, one and done, you know what I mean?
Oh, no,
so,
never.
Yeah, if you got any new shit, send it our way.
100%.
You know, we'll have you on the show once again.
I'm going to send something to you 24 hours from now.
We got that. We got that. All right. I want to say much up go out to my man Freddie Fame in the building right here doing some video, right? And, you know, Jamel Thomas, they actually came all the way down from Toronto.
From the 6th.
Right? And it's crazy because I thought I was going to get a phone call. We can do the interview, chop it up like that. But then I got a message from Freddie talking about, nah, man, we're going to come all the way down. We're going to do the road trip. I'm like, damn.
Come
you know?
in the flesh.
Exactly, right? That's some serious shit right there, you know? My advice to anybody, all these artists that are trying to come up, take your shit serious. Because once you take your shit serious, people will take you serious. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Absolutely. 100%.
Now, you got any shout outs you want to do?
Oh, okay, for sure. A big shout out to my brother, DJ Watts is Live. That's my guy.
Okay.
He's also in that video. It starts at home with me.
What's
That
up?
dude's my inspiration. He, you know, helped to make me who I am with this music game. Shout out to my other brother James. Shout out to my mom. She sings jazz.
Oh.
Sophisticated lady. I'll tell you about that next time.
Okay.
Shout out to Mr. Freddie Fame, of course, who helped to make this interview possible.
Most definitely.
Shout out to my girl Charlotte.
Most
Shout out to all my boys. Shout out to National Defense Records, the label. And shout out to everybody who I forgot. Shout out to the Sixth Side. Shout out to you for listening.
There you go. Now you talked about freestyle.
Of course.
You want to kick a freestyle real quick?
I'll do it.
All right. You want the instrumental or should I turn it down?
Let's go with an instrumental.
Okay.
This one or a different one?
Whichever.
Let's go with a different one.
All right. Let me know what you want.
Your choice.
My choice?
Yeah.
This one's a classic.
We're gonna make this happen.
Uh-huh. Let's do this. Okay.
Oh, snap. Here we go now. Yo. Drove up from the 6th side, now it's after dark. It's after night, like 3 o'clock. I'm like on the job. Double time, gotta put it in. Gotta keep your sword sharp. Keep it on your arm. I hardly ever wear my gauntlet these days, cause nowadays cats want the different shit. But I'm like ballistic when I come through and kick it. I'm an old school cat with new school ways. I'm like trapped in this body. I'm ultimate, yo, extraordinary. Very scary how I'm legendary when I come through and kick with my man living large. Then we coming through, yo, it's no mirage. We keep it real every day. I sip that Tim Hortons 80%. Yo, never see my 100% unless a man tries to come across and act real smart. I'm like, yo, you must be stupid. You must be. I can't say that word cause I gotta be a little PC some ways, but not on this microphone. Yo, back up. Don't try to act up. This is how we do some raps. I've been doing this since I was 12. Been going through hell. Drugs kept me down, but I had to change some mind around. High school dropout, got my GED though. I got my socks back, got the rocks back. Now I come back and just never relax. It's always on my mind, always rhyme, divine. I stay close to the one and only Allah. I mean God. You know what I'm talking about. You know I walk around, take this shit serious. I'm always beatboxing in the shower. Now I do it up for half an hour, get my power straight. Yo.
There you go. All right.
And yo, can't wait to see that new De Niro flick.
Boom.
Zero in, click.
My man Jamel Thomas, deep cover, home invasion. That's what's up right there.
Yeah. Living large.
Most def. Now check it, man. You sent me only 3 tracks.
I did. That's
Yeah.
what I was directed to do. You see, I brought you a gift actually. I got you the whole album right here.
That's love.
So-
now I got you a gift.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 tracks only, right? We don't play that around here, man. I downloaded the entire album. We're gonna be spinning it from track 1 to track 9. No pauses, no interruptions, none of that shit. You know
For
what I'm
real?
saying? Most def, right? It's home
Yo.
invasion, bro. That's how we all do. You know what I mean?
Home invasion. It starts
Yeah.
at home.
That's it. That's it.
Yo, I gotta give you absolute respect, man. I'll never forget that. That
Man,
means
it's
a
all
lot to
love.
me.
That's all love.
That means a lot to me.
All right. Jamel Thomas, definitely not a one and done. We will see more of him. We will hear more of him most definitely in
Double
24
time.
hours.
Double time.
Because that's what we all about, right? So we got this right here, One on the House, and it starts at home. Home Invasion Show, baby. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.